Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
Fantastic. No, we're not doing that for timing purposes. Hercules. Whenever I do that, I just always think of, what was the movie? Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
Hercules.
I always get that and Dr. Dolittle confused.
Yes. But
and
he
Norbit. I never saw that, but he was also
think I
fat
saw
in
it.
that.
But Dr. Dolittle, he only played one person, right?
He might have played some of the animals. I don't know. Like a voiceover, I mean.
I know I've seen that, but once you said saying that the animals talk, I was like, well, I'm out. I don't remember that at all.
That was that's the whole point. Dr. Dolittle can talk to the animals. He's like a vet and he can talk to the animals.
Your elbow looks painful. If this is the first time you're ever seeing, hearing, or listening to us, this is the Two Player Co-op Podcast. We're just about every other week or so, two brothers get together to let you know all that's going on in the world of video games if you like that. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, and everyone in betwixt. If you only listen on audio services, that's cool too. Just give us a 5-star review, thumbs up, or whatever your service allows. If you really like us, you can go to patreon.com/2playercoop, where we got a lot of different benefits for you people, but the most popular tier is the producer tier for $5. You can watch us record the podcast live on YouTube as we are doing right now. You also get a bonus episode every month, as well as if you miss us record it live, you get the podcast live on YouTube, the edited version and all that.
But not live.
It goes live on YouTube one day before it does for the public. I didn't want to be in public. They threw me into... I didn't want to be drunk in public. They threw me into public. I was happy being drunk in the bar. Ron White. You know who Ron White is?
Yes.
Okay. That's
Tater salad.
That's like the only... Oh, God. And that. That's like the only two things I can remember that he did. Some of our patrons deserve a shout-out, just like the man with the bar named after him. Our patron saint, Mr. John Tingley. Also, our affiliates, Derek Bamford, James Solar. Make sure you check out James Games and more on YouTube. And Mom. Also, our producer, there's something, it's not a booger, but I hate that when you get your nose tickles and it's like, I'm going to look like I'm picking my nose. I don't have a booger. I'm not picking my nose. It's like when Jerry was in the car and he's like, and he goes, huh? Like anybody would really think his finger up here, like, my brain itches. Our producers, Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, and Dustin Downs. If you like cool t-shirts and the like, teespring.com/stores/2playercoop. Are you going to explain your elbow? Is that what you're
so I
waiting
went to Sunday. We were looking for something to do.
Sunday.
We went to the Ninja Gym.
You participated at the Ninja Gym?
We went to the Ninja Gym
Oh,
with the girls.
Right.
It was a little bit more intense than I realized. I thought, because online they make it sound like we've got little areas for the kiddos. It's not much.
Yeah.
I didn't participate.
However.
But Kira was trying the thing where the like half pipe looking thing where you run up the wall.
Yeah.
She was doing that. And I'm like, I'm not going to do the high one, but nobody's looking. I'm going to take a run at the middle run.
Oh, Jesus.
And I got it. But I don't know if I did that. It's just the equivalent of a floor burn, but not on the floor. I don't know if it was on the way up or the way down. All in all, pretty...
How could you have done it on the way up?
When I was reaching up, I don't know if I went like... But yeah, pretty uneventful day or outing, whatever. Except Kira, you've been there.
Yes.
So the little one, I think the little one and the big one, but not the middle one, have like, there's the top, but then like 18 inches below the top, there's like a little rectangular opening that you can like grab onto.
Okay.
So Kira would like run and she'd like reach for that. And then she got to the point where she was like running and I'm like, oh, she's going to make it. And she would just stop and grab onto that. I'm like, you've got that you could have made it all the way to the top.
Minimum,
like, just do it. So one time she got all the way up there and she grabbed it and she was able to like pull herself up. She got her foot into the opening and like pulled herself up. I'm like, yeah. And then she freaked out and like didn't want to, you're supposed to like slide down the pole but she like could barely reach it without sliding all the way off. Like she couldn't reach the pole and still have her butt on the solid ground. And
she was gonna have to
well,
jump.
then just slide down. And she didn't want. She was up there just crying for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Anyways, she eventually got down.
Yo, James.
That's what that's from. I had an eventful day. That was supposed to be eventful. It kind of sounded like uneventful, but it was an eventful day.
Today or yesterday?
Today.
Okay.
I was driving to work, and literally, so I'm going down a busy road, and then you turn onto a side street and then into the parking lot. So literally 200 feet, maybe a football field's worth of distance before turning right on that side street. Boom, pothole.
Oh,
And I was like, "Ooh!"
I thought you were
going
to say you got freaking T-boned.
No. But I felt it. I was like, "Ooh, that was a bad one." And then all of a sudden, bing!
Just like,
I'm
oh
like,
yeah.
"Oh no, don't you dare!" It was like low tire pressure, so I hit the button, and it's just showing. It's like 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25,
Like Tom
24.
Cruise looking
Like,
at his
no! Oh god! So I was like literally like 10, 9, 8, 7 as I'm like pulling in. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I looked at the tire. I didn't see anything wrong with it other than it being flat. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't have a spare.
Mm-hmm.
The car came with run flats, but I've since gotten new tires and I didn't pay for the run flats. Although it probably wouldn't have helped here. So I ended up calling Geico. There's a discount tire literally across the street.
You're like, well, here I go.
But I'm like, I can't get there. I got to be towed. So I'm waiting. I called Geico at like 8:30. They're like, somebody will be there at 10. So it's like 10:15. And I have the company, the tow company that's coming. I'm like, I was told you would be here at 10. Nobody's here. I haven't even gotten a, hey, we're on the way message. What's going on? They're like, we told Geico that we'd be there at 11. I'm like, well, okay, fine. All of a sudden, 11:30 runs around. I'm like, I text them. I'm like, hey, any updates? They're like, he should be on the way. Let me reach out. So he finally calls at 12, gets there around 12:30. And then I start freaking out because I don't know if you have this. I don't know if it's coded into your genes like it is mine. My car's rear-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
So I start thinking, I'm like, when you tow a car, unless you tow it backwards, that can't be good for a rear-wheel drive car. So I'm like, I assume.
Oh, so you didn't go? It didn't go all the way up on a bed.
It did, but
Okay.
before they got there, I'm like, I hope the tow truck driver, knows how to handle, not like it's that foreign, but knows how to handle a rear-wheel drive car. That's also hard to say. Rear-wheel drive car. B, I hope he knows it's an RWD. C, or 3, I can't remember what I was doing.
Yes.
Do I say something? Do I hope he is? No, like, I don't want to be, excuse me, by the way, this is a rear, like, I don't want to be that guy.
This is what mom has done to us.
Probably,
her wording.
yeah.
Yes.
So then I'm like, well, I guess if I put it into neutral, it's fine. And then I'm like, I don't know how to put my car into neutral and leave it in neutral when I turn it off because it's all this electronic shifting bullcrap.
There's a way to do it.
Oh, there is. I looked it up on YouTube.
You
have to like
take your thing apart.
No, it's not that bad, but you have to like hold the start stop button for like 5 seconds. And while you're still holding it, then shift into neutral, continue to hold it. Then it'll give you like a bing or something happens. And then you turn it off and then it'll be like, hey, just the heads up. You're still in neutral. I'm like, good. That's what I want. Didn't end up mattering. He literally just drove it. He put the thing down, drove it up, so everything was fine.
That would also make me worry because I'd be like,
"Oh,
my rim's not effed up."
No, I was
now
worried.
it might be.
You're driving around on a flat tire. So I'm like, all right. Well, I got my tires at Discount Tire. There's a Discount Tire right across the street. Take me there.
That's kind of what I was thinking, James, without saying it.
No, most are front.
Are they now?
Yeah. Because the engine's always in the front. It's weird that the front would drive the rear wheels. Usually it just drives the front wheels.
Also, that's going to be the heaviest part. So
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Front wheel drive is more common. But it's not. But also, it's not like rear wheel drive.
Rear wheel drive.
Is that like foreign a concept? But neither here nor there. So then I'm like, I guess I'll take it there. A, because it's right across the street. B, that's where I got my tires.
See,
not
I
that
feel
location.
Stupid for paying for this tow truck to go across the street.
Well, it was free. Geico's free for
okay.
the first 15 miles.
Okay.
Mine was like
I'm going
0.1 miles.
I'm going
I'm
a
like-
15th of a mile.
So I call them and I explain to them what's going on. I'm like, I just want to make sure in case the tire isn't repairable that you have one in stock that you can swap it out. Well, they didn't have one in stock, and I'm like, well, I don't know.
There's no way
it doesn't
that
really
thing's
change
repairable.
my decision making. So, anyways, I eventually got over there. They called me at like 3:30 and was like, it's not repairable. We ordered one. It'll be here in like a few days. So Brittany had to come get me from work. It's just been a crappy day. That's why you probably didn't notice, but I'm in Brittany's car because I won't have my car for the next few days. But
I didn't look.
it has been a very Monday, Tuesday.
Again, this goes back to what I'm saying. Holidays on Mondays, screw everything up. I was going to say, when I thought you got T-boned, I was about to run over there and say, what is he driving this thing, or what kind of a rental did he get?
Isn't that a thing? Is that a religious thing? Maundy
Thursday.
Maundy Thursday. I was going to say, this is a Monday Tuesday. It's a Monday Tuesday.
Don't smite me.
What is Maundy Thursday?
The Thursday before
Good Friday?
No. Well, yes, the
Good
Thursday
Friday Eve?
the Thursday before Easter.
What does Maundy mean?
It's something sad because it was the night of the Last Supper and
This
everything.
is a Maundy Tuesday.
Maundy
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Maundy Tuesday. Yeah, that's been my Tuesday.
But to me,
it was Tuesday. Yeah.
Well,
The Pothole Odyssey.
I really just had a lot of work to do today, and I'm tired enough from that, and I didn't have to do none of that. I don't understand. How do I turn on the live activities? Because it says they're on, but like I can't. The ESPN thing, it's on for ESPN, but it's,
I don't know. Mine just started working like the other day.
I turned it off on my phone because
I feel like mine
this
just
is gonna drain my battery.
What is it for?
ESPN.
But for what? Oh, Knicks?
Knicks game.
See, I guess I don't have that. But I get it for the Yankees. I get it for some other things, but
What I really meant to say. Well, that is not what we were singing earlier. Crossfade cold. Anyways. Hey, what was I gonna say?
I don't know.
Let's get to some nerdy shit. I wrote this down like 2 weeks ago because I thought we were gonna podcast before then, but it just life finds a way to be annoying. Superman trailer. Thoughts?
I don't know how to feel about it. I miss Henry. That being said, all in all, I kind of dig the vibes. Like, it's okay to just, I'm not saying Marvel owns the copyright on like fun looking movies, but like it doesn't always have to be dark and serious and moody and blah, blah. Like, I dig the vibes. I like that it looks more like old school Superman. I don't really like Mr. Sweat. I miss Mr. Cavill.
I still hate the logo.
I think it's.
I hate it
so
it's
much.
fine. I hate it so much. I don't. It's just the angularity of it, and I know it's comic accurate for one of the comic runs. I forget which, but I hate the look of it.
I think it's like, I don't know. It's not like, ooh, now I'm going to see it because of this trailer. The trailer just kind of hammered home what I already kind of assumed the movie would be like. I don't know that I'm going to see it in theaters. I'm looking forward to it at best. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, I can't wait. Like day one. No.
I'm probably more interested
I think
in
it'll
Jurassic.
be good. Yeah, I might be too.
Although that's probably going to suck.
I don't know. Did you see the thing? Like, there's some scene where in like the Times Square of Metropolis, I don't know. There's like a big TV in the back And it talks about flooding in Gotham, and so
Yeah.
people are like, "Is this in the Batman
I didn't
universe?"
see that
and,
part, but I did see that there was some kind of because I watched one of those trailer breakdown things, and in the Times Square thing, there was something.
Oh, that's true.
There was some.
I don't think it said
company-
something about. I don't think it didn't literally say Gotham, but it
Yeah.
said something about flooding, mass
mass
casualties.
casualties.
And so people are like, "Oh, is it in like the Batman universe and all that?"
Batman probably killed him. Somebody was saying that there was some company being advertised up there that has worked with Wayne Enterprises in the past in comics or something. I don't know, but that was the only thing I got.
This was like a CNN looking thing, and there's like a ticker at the bottom, and one of
okay.
the things said like flooding causes mass casualties or something. I don't know. So
I mean, he's
people
still saying that the Batman. He's not still saying. He said it, and it just is. The Batman is its own thing. When we get that next movie in 7 years, I can't wait for it. But why is that movie? It's not this hard to just write. Oh God, Matt Reeves did a fantastic job with the first one, so I'm going to trust him. But man, this movie, the sequel should have been out by now. Anyways, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, because he has not said if there are or aren't going to be Batman movies. We now don't have to worry about Joker interfering with that. In his MCU, in his DCU, I'm saying he has not said, like, they've laid out what the plans were, like the first 5 movies and all this stuff. None of it has to do with Batman, so I don't even know when or if they're going to bring Batman in, but it won't be Pat Fleck. Also, like somebody was saying, like,
is there any kind of like in the comic, whatever? Do they ever get into, so in the Snyderverse, they make it seem like Gotham and Metropolis are like the twin cities, like across the river.
Another thing people hated.
So they're not
Snyder
even necessarily close to
No,
each
they're
other.
just both in the
They're
US.
just 2 cities somewhere in
the US.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more like, I think Metropolis has always been kind of, it's like Gotham is New York, and I heard somebody explain that maybe
Metropolis
the most,
is like Chicago or something,
or Detroit or something
Yeah.
over that way.
Okay.
My thoughts, at first I was like, oh, she's going to interview him. And I don't know, I'm also, and I somebody else said this, I can't remember who though. She might not actually be interviewing him. She might be prepping him for an interview. Somebody said that. I was like, but I think she is interviewing him, but whatever. I'm like, oh, so they're just going to copy Man of Steel. Oh, you're acting on behalf of the US. And no, I'm not. I'm trying to say blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, no, they're not copying. It's just me being mad because that's what The Dark Knight Returns is about. He's become like except it's the other way. He is an agent of the US government and all that. And then they also did it in either Superman 1 or 2. There was all this stuff. Is he good? Is he bad? So I couldn't get mad about that. My big thing is, I will say, as much as I miss Cavill, I think this guy does at least look like Clark Kent and look like he's a better Clark Kent than Cavill was, but I think Cavill is obviously going to be a better Superman, but I think he does at least look the part of Superman. My biggest hang up, and I've thought it, or versions of this since the very first look that we got. The first thing we ever saw of Superman, officially, not behind the scenes stuff, is him being like, guess I got to put on my boots. Meanwhile, there's this gigantic alien laser thing out there, and he's just like, I got to put on my boots. And now we see him making out with Lois while that giant alien thing is out there, like, killing, destroying the city. And I'm like, what? But then you show him saving a little girl from all these pipes when the kaiju monster, also the kaiju monster looks, sorry, retarded. Somebody was saying maybe that's the whole point, is that he got put here from another universe and he's not really bad. He's just like, and he looks,
he's Hamsar.
He would, yeah, exactly. That's hilarious. Wait, what does that say? Playroom cleaned. I will have to drop lights. Oh, okay. Yeah. We are leaving. Okay, yeah. something is weird about this movie, and I've thought it since he was sitting there putting his boots on. That's where I was going with it. But now my whole thing of like something's weird about this alien and all this stuff, it's now morphed into, after the first two trailers, well, the only two trailers we're going to get is...
When does this movie come out?
Beginning of July.
Oh, okay.
And then I think Jurassic is the week after that. And then the week after that might be Fan Four Stick. I can't remember. But one of the biggest complaints, even before the movie came out, about BVS was you're doing too much. There's way too much going on. You can't have Batman fighting Superman and then also introduce Wonder Woman. There's just too much going on. Cut to Superman. How many freaking characters are in this movie? You got Nathan Fillion with his stupid looking haircut as the Green Lantern. You've got Dina from The Last of Us as Hawkgirl. You've got,
that's her?
Yes. You've got Mr. Fantastic or Mr. Terrific, whatever his name is. And then you've got this mystery villain. Some people are saying, how cool would it be if that villain is actually Henry Cavill playing whatever that villain is? That's just in the black suit with the black mask. And like, that's actually Henry Cavill. And maybe Henry Cavill gets to play, maybe it's a Bizarro. There's all these theories and stuff.
In the metal suit thing?
They don't know if that's the same guy as the guy that's wearing the all black.
What I keep seeing is they think that the person in the metal thing
is Bizarro.
I've heard that, but they think what I've read more is that it's Supergirl, and she's just like under Luthor, like she doesn't know how she got here, and Luthor somehow controlling her or whatever. And I don't know.
That thing is as big as the Juggernaut. How can that be Supergirl?
It's a big suit. I don't know.
Then she's controlling it like Liquid Snake.
It's like
piloting the rest.
Banner in the Hulkbuster suit.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
There's just too many. Like, I don't know who are good guys and who are bad guys. I do think one thing is Nicholas Hoult looks like he's gonna friggin' kill it as Luthor.
Yeah.
Crypto's awesome. I'm so happy that and I'm
perfect casting.
I'm pretty sure everything we've seen of him has been all CGI. And if that's true, that's the best CGI looking dog I've ever seen.
I don't know that I believe that.
I don't know.
If it is, yes, I would agree that's the best looking CGI ever. But it just looks like a dog to me.
He's so cute. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm like...
But is he from Krypton?
Yeah, but I forget how he didn't come
like,
here
why would
with Superman.
I have a dog here. I named him Eartho. Like, he lives on Earth. So I'm going to call him Earth. Like, why would you name the dog Crypto? I don't know. That just seems strange.
Because it's a cooler name than Buddy. I don't know.
No, Buddy.
Sorry, Buddy.
How dare you?
I know. Why did I pick that name from like Otis or something? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think I don't know. I will probably see it. I will say this. I hope it's really, really good.
I want it to be good, yeah.
Because if this, whether it's good or not, I mean, preferably it's good. But if this makes money or not, like, you can lay out your 3-year, your 3-phase plan and all this, James Gunn. But if Superman flops,
I'm telling you right now,
it's over.
Marvel is just saying, here, take over. Marvel ain't doing nothing. If ever there was a time for the DC to step up and take over, it's now. And you're coming out the gate with I mean, it's not Batman, but it's Superman.
You can't fail.
You have to nail this.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It's like Man of Steel was looked at as a disappointment, and it made $570 million or something against a budget of $150 or something. So it made all its money back, or $200, whatever it was. It made money.
Yeah.
And it got decent reviews. It was like around a 60 or something on Rotten Tomatoes. And then the bottom fell out when BVS came. But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I want it to be good, and my expectations are pretty low. Given
I
that
don't
this
think
is
it's going to be better than
Superman,
Man
like
of Steel.
no,
No
like
way. That movie is so it gets
if
better.
if
every
this
time
is
I
like an
watch it.
8 out of 10, I'll be like,
Yeah,
awesome. Like that would, yeah.
I really hope.
I'm expecting like a 6.
Yeah, I hope it gets good reviews ahead of time, so that people do go and see it and it makes money and yada 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 yada. But I don't know. I'm not excited. There's just too many people in it. There's too many characters. Like I said, I don't know who's good or bad. And then there's another in this last trailer. Somebody else new shows up when they're going in the Fortress of Solitude, and here's Katana with her hands going, and she's cutting up the robots. The robots.
Okay, I think I already know the answer, but just ask the question because maybe I'm wrong. This is not Nathan Fillion. Is he Hal? He's not Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. He's a different Green Lantern who's like a bad guy or something. He's not there are multiple Green Lanterns.
Correct.
Right?
I don't know which one he's playing. Is it warm in here? It might just be because
I'm not cold.
Is it warm in here? I'm not cold. Okay.
I don't know if it's warm. I'm comfortable.
I think they're making him look like a bad guy because the weird look on his he's like, yeah, and he's like, but it looks like when he's like walking in that building and Superman's hunched over like this and he does the ring and it like, I almost think he's just putting up like a wall so people like can't see and so he can just talk to him and be like, hey man, are you okay? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yes, there are many lanterns. Many lanterns. Next up, Sean. The Last of Us is done. Episodes 5, 6, and 7. Probably some light spoilers here. I wonder what it's like to be someone that has not played the game.
I've wondered that since episode 2.
I was talking to Phil at work, and he was like, so what are they going to... So they're just now going to Abbey Day 1.
So he has not played the game?
No. But he's like, so they're just going to Abbey Day 1 now. How are they going to do that when there's only 2 episodes left in the season? And I was like, bruh,
0
that
episodes.
was the season finale. He's like, wait a minute. I'm like, yeah, I know. He said 7 episodes? I said, I know. And what I told him is what I think it'll end up being is 3 episodes, maybe 4. Maybe there's another interstitial in there like the flashback episode. So 4 episodes of Abby's story, 1 episode of what happens after the cut to black, and then 2 episodes for the part of the game that never should have been there.
But he's already said they're doing a season 4. Unless they go Game of Thrones and they just say, we're going to continue beyond the...
The only thing they've been renewed for is season 3. He said what he told Colin, I think what he said was, if it needs to be 2 more seasons, then it'll be 2 more seasons.
I thought Mason said, no, we need a season 4 to tell the story.
They don't.
I'm not saying they do, but...
if they do that, it's just going to be so they can shove Abby down our throats for 7 episodes.
I think you can do it in season 3, but not 7 episodes.
No, I think it should be 8 or 9.
You could do the rest of the game in 8 or 9 episodes.
But you got to think Ellie got 3 days for 3 episodes. And then there was another episode in there, which was the flashback. But her actual days were 3 episodes. You give Abby more than 3 days, it's just the same thing they were doing with the game. Shove her down our throats.
Yeah.
I thought the best episode of the season, shockingly...
was the worst episode.
Huh? Was episode 6.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was episode 2.
No, I mean, well done and stuff, but I can't. I can't. Episode 6 was so well done, and it was so cool.
But people didn't even like that.
Really?
Yeah, they thought... I don't know. They were even saying that...
Oh, I mean, I can see why.
What's his name?
Pedro?
Yeah, Pedro, like... that they messed up the porch scene, and Pedro, like, his delivery was all wrong. I'm like... I don't know. I feel like you people just don't want to like anything. Like,
no, I feel like he did. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah.
And it's not just because he's Joel. I thought he did a great job, especially he was more emotional in it than Joel was in the game.
Yeah.
But I think that also makes sense because for some reason, my problem with it is they combined the porch scene with the scene from Salt Lake City that happened like 2 years before that or whatever it was. I can't remember how long ago it was. I don't know why that was combined into the same thing, but when they did the actual porch stuff from the game, I thought it was really well done. I thought Bella Ramsey was really good there. I thought she's been horrible the rest of the season as an actress. This is not Ellie. She was so good in season 1. And I don't know if it's just because she looks like a little kid. Like Ellie, because it's a video game, she looked like a little kid. She was a little kid.
Well, in the game, you can age her up 7 years or whatever it was.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's easy to do, but
Yeah.
it's like Bella Ramsey, like she just looks like she's 12.
Yeah.
And now she's just going around and murdering people. And then they also, I think they've screwed up the thing that happens at the end of episode 6. Well, before the porch thing, when they get back to base, Ellie and Joel with Eugene.
Yeah.
As soon as she did that, I was like,
do you want us to hate her?
You are. And by the way, they do, because ain't none of that going to happen with Abby next season. I guarantee it. Guarantee. Like Leatherhead.
Well, but they don't need, they've already given you a reason to hate Abby. They don't need to give you more. Like, that's out there. Now, here's the other
now
side.
they're going to shove all the other stuff down our throat.
Well, yeah.
I like that Ellie didn't, spoiler alert, Ellie didn't have to kill a dog. I was like, I'm just waiting for the dog, and I don't want to see this happen. The way they did Owen and Mel.
Was that just one shot? Just.
I'm confused. I thought it was
I
one
thought there was
shot
only one
that went
shot.
through, but it
He was
sounds
like-
like there's two, and you see it here. So it could have been a through and through.
And it just clipped
And it just
Mel?
went-
Because she was like.
Yeah. Because she turns around at first and she sees the bullet hole. And then she turns around and it's just like, but it was just enough to get the jugular, I guess. And then I'm sitting there thinking, they're not really going to have Ellie do this, are they? Because then now she's going to have 2 kids. Like it's horrible, obviously, that Mel died, and it was horrible in the game. It just was weird the way they did it here. Like in the game, it's a fight. And I think you end up stabbing Owen. You definitely stab Mel because she's right up, because Mel's trying to kill her. Whereas in this, Mel, again, Mel's just like, hey. And I think she could tell that Owen was going to try to shoot her. But it's almost like it hit harder in the game that Mel was pregnant. And it's probably just because I already know.
Yeah.
Unless they change the story. I know she's pregnant, so maybe that's why, but I don't know. And then the whole thing randomly washing up on Scar's Island.
I couldn't remember how that went in the game.
That doesn't happen.
Okay.
But Neil said, I don't remember if he was talking to Colin or if this was after the show thing. Oh no, it must have been the after the show, because he didn't say any spoilers or anything with Colin. They wanted to do a part in the game where that does happen, where on the way to the aquarium, she washes up, she get the capsize, all that happens like it does in the game. And then it happens like this, where you wind up in Seraphite Island and there's like an hour-long gameplay section or something of trying to survive and whatever, get gas for the boat. Who knows what it was. But they either didn't have time or they said it just doesn't make sense to do it. So then they just threw it in here, and I was like, are they about to flip what happens to Allie?
I was like, wow, I do not remember this, but okay.
I just said Allie. I combined Abby and Ellie. Are they about to flip this and then Lev's going to save Ellie? Because if that happens, then I'm like, I don't even know what's going on anymore. I've talked a lot. I don't know. I mean, I think the way that this episode ends, well, not ends, but the cut to black was shot for the game. I was really hoping.
I know.
Jesse, I didn't give 2 shits about Jesse in the game. When that happened in the game, I was like, oh, damn. Oh, well. Oh, my God, is Tommy okay? I didn't care about Jesse. In this, I'm like, oh, my God, Jesse. I was like, man, maybe they'll save him. No. I think I am so torn because I think Caitlin Devers, whatever her name is, I can tell just in that 30 seconds that even though she isn't what we think of as Abby,
but she still embodies Abby.
She's going. I could tell in that 30 seconds. I was like, she is way more believable as Abby than Ellie is. then what's her name? Bella is as Ellie.
Belly.
Yes. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know. What do you think, man? I'm all over the place.
I think season 1 was definitely better.
Yeah.
I think people are being a little too hard on season 2. And you can think what you want. I get it. You're welcome to your opinion. I feel like people are just hating it. I don't want to say hating it just to hate it, but I enjoyed it. Season 1 was definitely better. If anything, I feel like it kind of reminds me of like a Metroid Samus Returns or Return of Samus, whatever the 3DS one was,
Samus
or
Returns.
Link's Awakening Switch, where it's like, this is a pretty good adaptation of a not that great game.
Mm.
And that's kind of like, you can think what you want about the game, the story. It would be weird to just not do that and go a different way.
You have to, right?
So people are going to be upset no matter what to begin with. But I think given the material that you had to work with, I thought they did a pretty good job. They made some changes just like season 1 did. I don't have a problem with how season 2 compares to the first part of part 2. I'm fine with it. I think, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
I like Caitlin Dever a lot. My concern is I don't care at all about the rest of them. And I didn't in the game either, and it is what it is. But I'm excited to see Caitlin Dever pull off Abby in season 3. But I feel like all the other people, Mel and Owen, all very forgettable. The characters, because we haven't really, and at this point in the game, you also don't really know anything about them.
Right.
But I'm just I don't care. I'm excited to see what Caitlin does with Abby. Can she lead the show? I mean, I don't think, nothing against Bella Ramsey. She's not a great Ellie, but I think she's fine. I think she gets more hate than she deserves also. But I'm curious to see how, I don't know. I'm looking forward to season 3. I hope it's not that far off because I feel like they probably already shot most of it.
They haven't shot anything.
Oh, really? I assume they kind of just shot it.
Neil was telling Colin they're in the writing phase now. It's going to be 2 years.
Dang. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think it was good. I think it was, going back to what you said in the beginning, I'm curious what people that didn't play the game and don't know about the game, or at least, what happens in the game, what they thought about this. It's probably a pretty small sample size. But if somehow you don't know anything about the game, but you're like, hey, that looks like a cool show, I'm going to watch it. And you really liked season 1. What did you think about season 2?
Yeah.
That's what I would like to know. I'm sure they were like, oh my God, they killed. They did it.
Right. They did the thing.
I can't believe it. But that's probably how a lot of people were in Game of Thrones. In Game of Thrones, in Game of Thrones, in Game of Thrones, in Game of Thrones, whatever. So I would be curious what people who somehow went into this blind thought of season 2.
Yeah.
My biggest complaint, definitely kind of rushed.
Extremely rushed.
This could have been 10
7
episodes.
was crazy. Especially, remember, I told you after we watched episode 6, I was like, man, that was so good. But then I remember texting you and I was like,
we got to do this.
There's one episode and she's got to kill a whole bunch of people and do this and that. And
well, she killed 2 of them with 1 bullet. So that's
a way to speed things up. But yeah, the whole season felt, I didn't think the whole season felt too rushed.
It just seems weird that it took, I don't know, 2 years? I don't know, however long from season 1 to season 2.
Yeah, 2 years.
Just for 7 episodes? I figured the finale would have been an hour and a half at least. It was still only 50 minutes. Kind of rushed, but I don't know.
Who fights the Rat King? Ellie, right?
Apparently it's Abby. I thought it was.
Really?
I haven't looked into it, But now that didn't happen, I'm like,
Well, but I'm kind of like,
it was
I guess
Abby.
they just skipped it.
Or they switched it. I don't know how you leave that out. They were clearly building up to that, and I think the payoff will come in season 3. So now I am starting to, because I feel like it was pretty late in the game, which would tend to point towards Abby, but
all I remember is you were going through like a blown out hospital that was like ground zero. Wait, no, that's what this was. That's what
I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, unless maybe Abby ends up there too or something.
yeah.
I don't know.
Did you notice there was a part? I mean, it wasn't that long of an episode. I don't remember much about the game, but there's a part. I think it's with Abby, and I think it's when you're with, what's her name, Yara, where you're like way up at the top,
Yes.
and you're like crawling on a crane at some point.
And she's scared of heights. Yeah.
Did you see in this last episode when they're looking and there's like skyscrapers and there's like a crane? Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
To me, I'm like,
Leo.
I don't know if that was done on purpose. But I'm like, oh my God, that's the part that Abby, I mean, it may not be, but there's like 2 skyscrapers and like a crane going between them or something. It's just kind of off in the distance, like in the background. But I'm like, oh, I bet that's that part where, yeah, with Abby, I guess.
But yeah, I didn't hate Abby fights it. Okay, there you go. See, in my mind, it was down because
I thought it
in
was
the
Ellie,
hospital, there were
too.
spores and stuff, so it had to be Ellie. I just couldn't remember. It's not like I hated this season. Like I said, I thought Caitlin Deaver was good for she's got a horrible role, but she's gonna do what she's gonna do. Jeffrey Wright is just
did you see
awesome.
the thing? I saw it on Twitter. I was going to say
Dina was fantastic in this.
Dina was
much
so
better than the game.
Yes.
Alex was better than. Why do I always want to call him Alex? Jesse was better than he was in the game. I don't know.
There's a thing from the game. I saw it on Twitter. The whole thing where in the show when we're introduced to Jeffrey Wright,
Isaac,
and he throws a grenade. Boom. There's a part in the game as Ellie where you come across a truck and you open it and it's just full of like dead bodies.
Yeah,
and like I don't remember that at all, but I
don't
saw
either,
it on Twitter.
but
I'm like, that's a nice touch. That's cool that they.
Well, and I think it's one of those things where, and Neil talked about this a lot with Colin. I think it's one of those things where, like in the when you get to the first like open world, Seattle day one, when you've got that huge open area, and you can do a lot of exploring. And some of the things they were talking about, I don't remember. It's like an environmental storytelling thing that we could have just walked right by, and I think I did because I have no memory of Ellie stumbling across that. So it's one of those optional things that's in that open area. But
Yeah.
I don't know. This also made me realize that we have not gotten confirmation of Nocturne season 3 yet. And I don't like that. It makes me nervous.
I think it'll happen.
I think it will, but they should probably plan on just wrapping that story up with season 3. And they've said, Adam and Sam Dietz have said they've so badly wanted to do Symphony of the Night. In Symphony of the Night, Richter goes off. He gets corrupted by Shaft. Is that who's controlling? It's Shaft controlling him, right? You could have Richter, because remember, Richter and Maria were going somewhere, or Richter went somewhere without Maria at the end of it. I don't need to get in that. We got enough to talk about. They could do it with how they've done it right now. You don't have to bring Dracula back, because remember, Dracula's out there because he got out of hell and he was like, what the hell? No pun intended. And like, I'm just a normal dude now with my big old claws.
What is
with
a
his
man?
wife. Miserable secrets. We got basically 1 week. 1 week till you looked at me. 9 days, actually. But Switch 2. How you feeling?
I forgot all about it.
I did too. Burritos?
A burger.
Mm.
Smash burger.
Yeah.
Kind of forgot about it. Looking forward to it, but also I'm going to have Mario Kart, which I'm looking forward to. Last time when the Switch came, I had Zelda to look forward to. This time I'm like, it's Mario Kart.
Which is fine.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's a little underwhelming compared to Zelda, despite what I think about it now. I'm looking forward to the Switch 2. I'm looking forward to the Switch 2 more than Mario Kart. Not that that's that controversial of a thing to say, but it's weird because like I just want my Switch 2. I want to see it. I want to feel it. I want to like whatever. I want to experience it, knowing full well that I'm gonna have Mario Kart and that's it.
We both get the.
I don't even know
you get Tears of the
that I'm
Kingdom
taking the
update
day
for
off.
free. Oh, I mean,
I feel like
work.
Switch, I was taking it off.
Yeah.
PS5 took that day off. I'm just like Switch 2. I'm like, I mean, I'll play it.
Well, also, we're not guaranteed to get it. on
Well,
day
that's
one.
true. Yeah.
Target says I'll get it between the 5th and the 11th. I'm like, well, thank you for that awesome window there.
I haven't checked my pre-order in a while.
I checked mine yesterday once I remembered it was close, and it still says the same thing.
gotta
Yeah, I'm probably most looking forward to Tears of the Kingdom 4K 60. Even if I don't do a brand new save and start over, I just want to see that world on my 65-inch in 4K 60. I just cannot wait to see that. I'm not going to check out Breath of the Wild. I don't care about that. But I don't know. My hype is kind of It's definitely not what it was. What it was with Switch 1, and it's definitely not what it was with PS5.
No, not even close.
I mean, it's Mario Kart. It's not going to be bad, but like, yeah, I guess I'm almost more excited to play a Switch 1 game on my Switch 2.
So this is pre-order arrives by June 5th. Not on June 5th, by June 5th.
No, that they'll never have that.
Well, I know, but I should go ahead and screenshot this now. I'd be like, if I don't get it that day, you owe me some money because you lied. And I wouldn't have pre-ordered it from you had you told the truth.
What did you just say?
Had you told the truth.
Told the truth.
That got me $100 back on my PS5 pre-order through Walmart. I'm ready to do it for
Oh,
Switch.
that wasn't Amazon. I was going to say, yeah.
No,
but
that was
Amazon.
Walmart.
Okay.
Be like, I pre-ordered this because you said I would have it by this date. I have a screenshot on May 27th that said that. And you lied.
You son of a bitch. That's probably why my Target, which is a better store, is just like,
You'll get it when you
get it around there somewhere. You can't.
We're not going to lie to you.
Don't hold us to it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited, but I'm not like, woohoo.
Oh, when can we? Oh, mama.
Oh, my mama.
I'm officially on your Switch family thing now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's what I was gonna say. That's what I'm saying. You get the with the expansion pass, you get the Zelda's the Zelda updates for free.
Yeah. I want to play Breath of the Wild for like a minute. I just want to walk out. I want to see
Oh
it.
yeah, that's
I want to see the opening.
that's true.
And
In
then be
all
like,
its
what
glory,
does 60 frames look like? And then, yeah. Oh, that'll probably be it. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not like, with the Switch and the PS5, I was counting down the days. Now it's like, wait, it's 9 days away? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We'll see. Check back with us. Sean, you got a platinum. I got a platinum.
I had the pony.
I beat Indiana Jones in the Great Circle. Sean got the platinum. Thoughts?
I like the game. But having never played on Xbox, I don't know if this is a game thing or a PlayStation thing or what. This game was quite buggy. Did you ever have things where, like, in the middle of, like, a cutscene, it looked like you were underwater, where it had, like, the weird, like, ripply effects and stuff?
No. But again, I do have a PS5
You have PS5 Pro, man. That's it. But there were several times, like, it'd be a cutscene, and, like,
Really?
Indy would be, like, yeah, as if you were looking at it through, like, water. It was
Yeah.
really weird. There's a lot of weird stuff, and it bit me a few times.
With
You
trophies?
can fast travel.
Oh.
Yes, but no. There's no manual save.
Right.
But it also only saves when it feels
When it's like, you have to get this far. That's why I told you at the last area, I was like, F this. I'm just running for that.
well, so
10.
there were times where, like, I would go back to, like, the Vatican, minor spoilers, and get the last few collectibles that I need. And then I'd check 23 out of 23, 15 out of 15, 42 out of 42, whatever. I'm like, I'm done. All right, let's go to the next place and let's start working through that. And then I would go back and look at the things. I'm like, I'm missing a few things in the Vatican because I didn't run around long enough or run around to the next area to trigger an autosave for it to actually save what I just collected.
Oh, and because you're doing chapter select, you're not really like still playing the game.
Right. I did what I had to do, and then I fast traveled out, and it like didn't save the last couple collectibles that I got. So that happened to me again when I was doing the very last cleanup stuff. Just weird things like that I think are just not just bad programming. I don't know what else to call it. The very last trophy that I got was hit somebody with an apple. Not until I got that trophy did I realize you could throw the fruit at people.
I thought you could only eat it.
So did I. But if you hold L2, you can throw it at people. But I'm like, I got to find an apple. So I looked online. They're like, go to the classroom back in Marshall College. There's an apple on the desk.
You can throw it at your buddy?
Well, no, but you can go get the apple. But if you fast travel, it's not going to save it. And that area is so small. I ran around that college several times. It would never do the autosave. I couldn't trigger it to actually do the autosave. So I couldn't get it to where if I fast travel somewhere else that I would still have the apple. So then I'm like, whatever. So I went to the Vatican, started looking. I eventually found an apple in a tent. And then I hit somebody with it and got the platinum. But just weird things like that. They were like, this is so frustrating. It's such just I wouldn't say that the game was rushed because they've been making it for years. Maybe the port was rushed. I don't know. I don't know if you would have the same issues in Xbox. I don't know. I enjoyed the game a lot. It was a lot of fun, but there's some really weird decisions that were made in the development of the game. But I did get the platinum, my 100th platinum. I'm finally just like, I'm not saying I'm done getting platinums, but I feel like a weight has been lifted, and now I'm like, I can start playing games, and just, if I don't get the platinum, I don't get the platinum. I say that now, but we'll see. So I finished it. Mm-hmm. I have not bought Doom yet. Thought about it. But I'm like, I can play Indiana Jones in front of the kids. I can't play Doom in front of the kids. So I don't know when I'm really going to play it. Yeah. I thought about going ahead and doing Last of Us Part 2, getting that platinum. But I don't know. I can't really play that in front of the kids either.
Hell no.
I still at some point need to go and finish Castlevania collection.
Oh, yeah, Dominus. Yeah.
Dominus. So I don't know. Now I'm in kind of a... Did I ever end up playing anything? I don't think I ever did. I think I thought about getting into something, and I'm like, I don't know. I haven't started anything new since Indy. I'm curious about Doom, which I'm sure I'll hear about soon. I do want to do Last of Us Part 2 at some point. I got to finish up Dominus, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to do now. And now I'm like, with Switch 2 coming, I might just take a break and just say, well, I'll play Switch for a while, not even need to worry about trophies, and that's that. But yeah, that's all I've played. I beat it, got the platinum. I liked it. Cool story. Not a terrible platinum, a little frustrating in parts. I really didn't mind doing the running around collecting everything aspect of it. It was more the stupid, like, not saving things that I did and having to go back. But yeah, got my 100th platinum. I'm happy.
The checkpointing in it was definitely weird.
I don't want to get into spoilers, but as you and I were texting, the end of the game is very unintentionally funny. There's also weird, like, he looks like he's kind of a big dude.
And then all of a sudden
when you fight him,
like
he's
a
got
marionette.
like, yeah. So I'm like, what did you do to this model? Like, I don't understand. I don't know. I have to assume this is exactly how the game was on Xbox. But, like, I don't know. I couldn't take the end of the game seriously. Between what he was saying and the way he looked, I'm just like, this all of a sudden is like a different person who was pretty intimidating through the game. And now he looks like he's made of pipe cleaners and talking about how he knows karate.
Karate!
Oh, my God. I don't know. That part aside, I like how the game ended. It was very unexpected. It was cool.
I still
but
don't.
that just took me out of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I missed something. If you've beaten the game, you know what we're talking about. The climax of it all. Once you, the Great Circle actually comes into play, and it's like, wait, what? We're on what now? I didn't know.
I mean,
any of
in
that
a
was
way,
gonna
they
happen.
kind of teased it, I guess.
They did?
With like with the whole Himalayas thing, like you can draw parallels there.
Oh,
But I mean, nobody would ever make that connection. But in hindsight, you're
Right.
like, oh,
it's a
okay.
battleship on a mountain. Oh, I know where this is going.
I know what they're gonna do.
I guess what I would say about Indy is I don't think I'm gonna go. I don't
I'm
think I'm
gonna
gonna
go.
go. I don't think I'm gonna go. I don't think I'm going to go back and get the platinum. Because I will say the more I played that game, the less I liked playing it. If the story wasn't so damn interesting and the performances weren't so freaking perfect, it would have been tough to keep going because it got to the point where I was just like,
I will say the game was somewhat saved. If that wasn't Indiana Jones, if it was let's make up a character but have him do all the exact same stuff, and or you don't have Troy Baker, those two things together, the name recognition and Troy's performance, bump it from probably a 7 to a 9 or a 7.5 to 9. I don't know, like easily a point or two.
yeah. But I also saying that I agree with you 100%. But also, if this game wasn't called Indiana Jones, I never would have even wanted it.
Right.
You know. But I don't know. I think the story was the best part of it. The controls got annoying. The boss. This is an example of the boss. This is one of those games that did not need boss fights. Like Sean said, the last one is just so unintentionally hilarious that I can't even. Like, I died 1 or 2 times because I just couldn't stop just laughing. Like, this is it? This is the last boss? Are you kidding me? Story-wise, it makes sense. Well, no, it makes sense that that's the final boss. What happens in that fight,
Yeah.
I'm like, where did this come from? But, oh, actually, no, he did mention that earlier in the game. I think.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Maybe. I was just going to say, when I was cleaning up the platinum, when I was cleaning up something else, it's funny because it occurred to me, I'm sure, like literally 100% coincidence. The part in Shanghai, kind of similar to Final Reckoning. Do you remember?
Oh, where you
You
jump
literally move from
one to the other.
yeah. It didn't hit me until I was back in Shanghai trying to collect other stuff. I'm like,
Tom
oh yeah, I
Cruise
remember
was
this
probably
place.
when he played it in December, he's probably like, son of a bitch, video games.
They beat me to it.
By the way, we didn't talk about that. We both saw Mission Impossible. It
Really
was
good.
really good.
Not great, but really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I mean, it's Mission Impossible. It's
I feel like it was a
It's all
really
better than
good
2.
movie, but it didn't feel like Mission Impossible.
it
It's
didn't
kind of
feel like the end of Mission Impossible.
yeah.
So I played a game called Doom Eternal. Nope, that's not it. Doom the Dark Ages. First off, the funny thing, I still don't know what the hell was the story in this game.
It doesn't matter.
I do not give a shit. Like, I know overall, like, I'm the Doom Slayer. I'm going to kill those bad guys. These are my good guys. And, like, we're fighting to kill them. That's about as much. I don't understand why Doom guys in the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages. I don't understand. I won't even say that because I don't want it to be spoiled for you when you play it. Because because I had really gone on media blackout, I'm almost done with Doom 3. I'm wondering if I should go back and play that. What was I saying?
Why he was in the Dark Ages, media blackout.
Media blackout. So like I knew you got the shield and it's got a saw on it, and I know you've got the gun that crushes skulls and just shoots them at people. but there's a weird mix of the Dark Ages stuff with non-Dark Age stuff. I'll just say that. Okay. All that being said, you should not play it. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I think I'm going to go back and play Doom 2016 because I've only played it. There was a demo that came out way back then on PS4. I played that. And I don't even remember it. Having played this, I now want to go back and play Doom 2016. Also, a lot of people have said this, but a lot of people said we're like talking about this game. Like, one of the reasons I was excited to play it because it's like, oh, it's not as fast as Doom Eternal. That's bullshit. This game is fast. Shit's going on crazy. The what I think people were trying to convey, but they were doing it wrong, is it's not like the part of Doom Eternal that I kind of got sick of was like there's really not a lot of ammo, not a lot of health.
When you were telling me about how you kill an enemy this way to get this back, and you kill an enemy this way to get this back, I'm like, that doesn't sound fun.
There's a scarcity of ammo, health, and shield. And there's scarcities of it because how you kill, like you just said, how you kill the enemies determines what they drop. I don't want to be trying to think about playing a puzzle game when I'm playing Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Doom 2016 is sick. So this is still crazy and everything's going 100 miles an hour, but you just don't have that added extra element. Now you can, like, you upgrade your gums. You upgrade your guns as you go. And sometimes when you level up your gun, it will be like, oh, if you shoot this enemy after you do a melee attack, it's going to it'll drop extra ammo or extra shield or extra health or whatever. So there's little things, but like
bonuses.
Yeah.
But not the only way you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
After playing this game, I have a new game of the year. And it is, not to be too punny, but number one with a bullet right now. I love this game, and I almost think that I love this game so much. The way this game to me is like a 10 out of 10. This is some of the most fun. This is the most fun playing a first-person shooter that I've had in I don't know how long. I almost think I like it so much because I didn't really like Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
And I didn't play Doom 2016. So I'm just going into this. I've played Doom, Doom 2, Final Doom, maybe Doom 64 we rented. I don't know. But I'm coming into it just now, and it's like, so I'm not coming in with these preconceived notions and everything. And this is some of the most fun I've had playing a game. It's the most fun I've had playing a game this year, period. And it's probably, God, I haven't even talked about this out loud. I think it's probably my favorite first-person shooter of all time.
Wow.
Now,
over Blops 3? Wasn't that always?
Two was, but that's always, that's the story in that is still so cool. Or no, Blops 1. What am I talking about? Blops 1. Blops 1. That's the one that's back in Vietnam. The funny thing was that, like, one of the things I was so excited about, because I was like, oh my God, Doom guy in a Metal Gear. I wasn't paying very much attention because it's not a Metal Gear. It's just like it's just a giant Doom Slayer, you know, like Mighty when the Power Rangers combine into the Megazord. Yeah, it's like a Megazord, but looks cool. So you're piloting that around and stuff, and you're fighting big cyber demons and stuff. It's like, this is okay. It's just really slow. It's not that great. There are some sections where there's another gameplay mechanic, which I won't tell you what it is because I didn't know that was in it. And then when I got to that part, I was like, oh, this is cool. Some people don't like them. I had a lot of fun doing those parts.
Are you sneaking around as Doom guy taking pictures of things?
What is that?
Mary Jane. I don't know. I was just trying to think of random gameplay from other games.
No. No. I thought you were doing something with Metal Gear. I was like, in 2, you got to take pictures of stuff, I think. I don't know. Also, it's like this game was the complete opposite of Indy in the sense of the longer I played this, the more I liked it. It kept getting better and better and better and better and better and better up and all the way up until the end. It's really good about, especially for the first, so there's 22 levels. For like the first 10, 11, 12 levels, every single one of them, you're getting a new gun. Because you start out, all you've got is the shotgun. And then you get a new gun. And then next level, you get another new gun. Then you get another new gun. And because you're not so constricted because of the way you have to kill people to get ammo back and everything, once you've got a full arsenal, you'll definitely settle on the guns that you like the best. But I ended up, because one of the things you have to do for the platinum is once you fully upgrade the gun, usually they've got 3, sometimes 4 upgrade levels. You get a master challenge that you have to complete. And it's like 100 times you need to hit an enemy with every pellet that you fire out of your shotgun. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So because of those challenges, if you're going for the platinum, if you're going for 100%, I did 100% it also, except for there was a few pieces of gold that I didn't pick up. What?
I was just gonna say, it reminds me of something. Was it what was Jono's game?
Oh, Trigger Witch.
Trigger Witch. Maybe that's the gameplay. There's some game where, like, if you keep up throughout the game using every different gun, like, I don't know, something you said just reminded me of that, where it's like, if you do try every different thing, you kind of just naturally progress towards the plot. Maybe it wasn't Trigger Witch, but it made me think that something.
No, I think you're right. And it's also, you also get into a really good flow state where it's like, okay, I've got this much ammo and stuff to fight this. There's so many different enemies that are like, there's boss fights, but a lot of the times, like the first time you see a boss, like a cyber demon, the first time you fight it, it's like cyber demon. It's got the life up here, and then cyber demon just becomes a normal enemy. And sometimes there's 2 of them. And then there's sometimes these revenants that are flying. They're the most annoying enemies. I hated them. Also, you can do the parrying. And I did just play this on normal, but you can parry stuff. So there's normally, if they're shooting at you, it's red, because red, they're demons. Hell's red. They shoot red. But if they shoot something green at you, or if they come and do a melee attack at you that's green, you can hit L2 with your shield to parry it as soon as it hits you, and boom, and it slows it down for a second. What you can end up doing also, you get upgrades for your shield that when you do the boom, you can have like different attacks or like magical kind of things happen when you parry them. Oh my God. It's like so fun.
Cuphead. Like whenever you have a pink thing come at you, you can parry.
Exactly. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. This Cuphead was much tougher than this. I didn't think this game was that tough.
Okay, so...
But I'm also not trying to play it on friggin' Nightmare or something.
It seems like you maybe only took an extra couple hours to get the platinum after just beating it in general. It sounds like the platinum wasn't that much more involved than just beating the game.
I got it. I think it... what did it say? I think I beat it... I think it said 26 hours. Yeah, so I got the platinum in 26 hours. I will say, though, because once I figured out... Oh, that's the other thing. So this has a map, like... It kind of reminds me of like a 3D Metroid map, or... I think I told you this, like Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor, except this is good. And what happens on the... So in every level... So the different collectibles you get through the game, there's toys you can find, which is just hilarious. You find like a Doomslayer toy and then a Cyber Demon toy and all this. It's just funny. You get codexes, which tell you more about the lore of the world and all this stuff. And you get different skins for your guns. So anytime when you're on... if you look at the map and you've walked by something and there's a secret there, you'll see a question mark. Then you might go over there and you can like see through the wall, like, ooh, there's some, I see the codex in there, but wait, how the hell do I get over there? So it's like, it's cool because it tells you, it's not just trying to keep everything a secret, not to be punny, but like,
so is it like, what was the Metroidvania this year? Ender Magnolia.
Ender
Where
Magnolia.
like the room is like a different color if you know there's something to go do. Or it actually shows you, hey, there's something right around there.
No, it shows you like right on the map.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a secret
Okay, so
right
it's not just,
here.
hey, somewhere in this room is
No,
something.
it's
It
even
shows
better.
you.
But
okay.
whenever there's a secret, it's not like you can. Usually, you can't just walk over to it or like
Right.
drop down a ledge. Normally, there's some kind of little puzzle, and there's puzzle solving in this. Except, it's normally I'd be like, oh my god, it's so annoying. The puzzles in this were all fun. None of them are too tough. Like sometimes there's like if there's something that's glowing red, you find out that like if you throw your shield into it, if it's metal and it's red, that means your shield will break it. So if you're fighting enemies and you're doing an automatic weapon and you're shooting them in their shield and their shield heats up and it turns red, then you can throw your shield at their shield and it explodes and everybody around them explodes. But there's also like there might be like a big piece of metal up here that's holding some block and it's red. So you throw your thing at it and then it falls down. Oh, and then one of the other things you can do with your shield is if you hold L2 and you hit R2, like it'll aim to an enemy.
It's a really big controller.
No. L2. You can aim at an enemy and then you just dash over there and you hit them with your shield. And all the weaker enemies, think of it as like Sonic's homing attack kind of a thing.
Right.
You're disgusting. And then, but there'll be like these like things on walls and stuff. It's almost like it almost looks like a gear, like a settings gear. You know what I mean? Insignia on the wall. And if you see that, you hold L2, it'll target that and you hit R2 and then that's how you break through the wall. Sometimes you'll find secrets that way. Sometimes it's just how you progress to the next area to find a key to do this and that. I really don't even know how to keep going. Some of the cool there was some. Oh, that's one thing I don't understand. I said this in the Discord. It was Sam Claiborne and Damon on GameScoop when they were talking about playing Doom. They were playing it on PS5 and they're like, it just looks like a last gen game, and it looks so much better on Xbox. I'm like, I don't know. I think they were playing it on. I think they have PS5 Pros. I don't know. But I'm playing it on PS5 Pro and I was like, this looks freaking awesome. Like you might not like the art style, maybe, but like I never was playing this and was like, this looks like a PS4 game. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's weird.
And I'm gonna go play Doom 2016, so I'll be able to tell you what a PS4 game looks like. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, and you can also do. So you start out for melee attacks. So you've got your shield. You hold L2 to block, or you push L1 to throw it, right? Or you can hold L2 and do the R2 thing to do the dash. But you can also, you push R3 in to do your melee attack. Now you start out that all you've got is these, Craig. We fight with these. And you actually get ammo for your melee attacks, which at first was kind of weird. But you can also get different weapons for your melee attacks. Which, I'm not going to say what they are. Because once you get one, you're like, oh my God, this is freaking awesome. And then you get another one, it's like, oh my God, this is even better. And then it's like, oh my God, this thing's even sicker. But you can do melee combos. So you can go like, if you go click, 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 now, and they don't interrupt it, you'll do a boom, and then boom, and everything. Oh, that was the other thing. Dustin described him. Oh, in this game, there are times some of the enemies here, I wrote it down in my notes. I'll just say when I was fighting the Vagary champion, because this is not a spoiler, you're not even going to know what the hell I'm talking about. Fighting the Vagary champion is like fighting a Returnal boss. The way this guy is shooting,
like bullet hell.
Yes, and I wrote there. And then this week, I just heard on Summon Sign, or maybe it was on Sacred Symbols over the weekend, I can't remember. Dustin was like, yeah, I'm getting Returnal vibes from parts of this game. I was like, son of a bitch! I wanted to be the first. I'm probably not the first to say it, but what was I going to say right before that? What were we just saying?
Different melee.
Dustin.
moves.
No, but it was something about Dustin said something.
Returnal vibes.
Returnal vibes. Shit. I can't remember. Hold on, let me see if there's anything. No, I'm not going to remember what it was. Damn it. It was something that Dustin... I don't know. Maybe it was what I just said. Maybe it was the Returnal stuff. I don't know. When I go back and watch this back, I'm going to be like, oh, you idiot, it was this.
Comment down below.
Yeah, so I'll comment down below and let you know. I really don't know what else I can say about this game. It's easily my game of the year right now. You should definitely play it. I can't let you borrow it because it's digital, but Nintendo's about to fix that with the Switch too. A regular Switch also, I guess. So yeah, I don't know.
Cool. I do need to check it out. If I didn't have kids, I probably would have started this weekend. I'm like, I can't. I have so little time to play when the girls aren't just there.
Yeah.
Kira's obsessed with Indiana Jones now, though, after watching me play that.
Well, when they spent the night over here a couple weeks ago and I was playing it, she was like, oh, Indiana Jones. I'm like, she's like, my dad plays that. I'm like, yeah, I know, Kira. Thank you.
I am aware.
God, I wish I could remember what it was. I wish I could rewind real life. There was something I wanted to say about Doom, but I don't know what it was. Anyways. So Sean, we've been going an hour 15. Yeah. Cool. Sean, that's all I got to say about Doom. Now it's time for the wrap up. Sean, hey, that'll give me more time to think about it because I kind of rushed mine.
I'm probably not going to change mine, but as I'm looking at this, I see predictions, hopes, and dreams. Mine's pretty much all hopes and dreams. I don't see any of that. Usually I at least feel good about one or two of them.
Yeah.
Mine are full on, like, I'm swinging for the fences, and if any of them hit, I'm going to be ecstatic. But, yeah, maybe I'll come up with more realistic ones.
Take-Two has said that GTA 6 will be, quote, worth it, end quote. And they are confident there will be no more delays. It also came out in an interview that the game started development, quote unquote, in earnest in 2020.
After RDR2?
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't believe that you built that game in 5 years. So I don't know what in earnest means, but this looks like it's going to be the most insane game. I mean, I'm being obvious, but like I don't know how. I feel like that game's probably been, or maybe there was a lot done in pre-production or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Whatever. I can't wait. Kojima has said that Fizzant, which is his next game that will be coming to Sony after Death Stranding 2, is 5 to 6 years away from release. Part of me is like, well,
I don't even remember what we saw.
We haven't seen anything. We saw them zoom in on like Sony Picture Studios, and he's like, it's not just a game, and it's not just a movie, and it's not just music. It's so Kojima up his own ass that like he's really the way he was describing it is like he's going to create almost like a new medium, a new type of media. He also said that he has left his staff a, quote, USB stick of game ideas, end quote, for them to read after he dies. That's dark. Also, you have no confidence in them to just come up with their own games. Like you want to have a Hideo Kojima game even after you die. I don't know. I love Kojima. This was weird, but not surprising. Jade Raymond has left Haven Studios, which she founded in 2021 and was purchased by Sony in 2022. This cannot be good for Fair Games. We still have not even seen that game except for one CGI trailer. I don't think Sony's going to be fixing their live service problems anytime soon. Oh, good. The Knicks are down 11. I'm so glad I wore this shirt.
They're down 11?
To start the fourth. So that's that. I say that, but there's been like 120-point comebacks this playoffs. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're going to cut bait, but I do. And there was rumors going around that there were some play tests that they did not get good feedback on. So, like, I don't know. PlayStation 5 has hit 77.8 million units sold. The thing I read said it's just 1.2 million behind PS4, where PS4 was at the same time. That's more than it was before last time we got numbers, I'm pretty sure. Also, just over 1 million units is kind of a big deal. And I get it that the whole first year no one could buy one because, COVID and everything, but I don't know. Speaking of Red Dead Redemption 2 is rumored to be coming to the Switch 2 alongside current gen upgrades for PS5 and Xbox. just make it 60 frames. I'm still not going to play it.
No.
But
is there a equivalent to GTA Online for Red Dead or no? There is.
People that liked it ended up like over the years they've been super pissed that Rockstar did not give it the love that GTA Online got. I'm like, follow the money? Like GTA Online is just going to be more fun than Red Dead Online.
You can get
no
rocket
cars.
launchers and flying motorcycles. Like, I got
You
a new
ride
horse.
Yeah. I got new horse armor.
I got a
from
gun that
Skyrim,
doesn't
whatever.
need to get cleaned when I fall in the mud. Yeah, I mean, I get it.
The Mario movie sequel was revealed to be Super Mario World in a press release before they took it down. They were like, whoops.
Is it official? I mean, as far as we know.
As far as we know.
That's legit, though.
But you got to think, like, post-credits spoiler alert was Yoshi.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yoshi.
But I always assumed it would just be Mario 2.
Yeah.
What was it called? What was the first one called? Was it just Super Mario Brothers or the Super Mario Brothers movie? I feel like it had like a Minecraft movie thing. Or was it just Super Mario Bros?
I think it was the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Super Show?
I don't know now.
Mario Bros movie. The Super Mario Brothers movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, that makes sense. Because they weren't going to call it Super Mario Brothers the movie 2. But also, are they going to call it the Super Mario
Brothers
World
2
movie?
the movie?
Just, I look down here at the cast. I see Charlie Day. And I'm like, man, I love that guy. He was such a good Luigi.
He's the best.
What else we got here? Let's see. Speaking of, Nintendo is returning to Gamescom after skipping it last year. Obviously, Switch 2 is out. They're going to be there. Nintendo has Nintendo has backed off on something they said, and VRR will not be available in docked mode at launch. It will work in handheld mode. They're working on getting it maybe at some point, but they didn't really confirm. Why would you need VRR
in handheld where the hardware is already
it just
set?
Is what it is.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't get that at all. It was announced that Stellar Blade's PC bonus content, which consists of a new boss battle and 25 new costumes, is coming to the PS5 for free alongside the launch on PC. The fact that Stellar Blade is coming out on PC,
it's got
not
bad news written all over
that game is going to sell so many copies. Oh God. Yep. Yeah. We're saving it for next week. Bungie has confirmed that this whole thing. Did you see this? Bungie just stole artwork and put it in Destiny. What? Marathon. You sounded like Lil Jon when you. What? But yeah, and they confirmed it's stolen. We're so sorry. The person that did it's no longer there. I almost think Marathon's not going to end up coming out, but we'll see. PlayStation Stars, it has been announced, is shutting down on November 2nd, 2026. No longer can new members join. You will not be able to get any more points after July 23rd of this year.
I don't know if I ever cashed in any points. I think
you might have like $100 worth of.
I think you did to get, what do you call it?
Freaking
the
Balatro.
bugs.
The bugs?
I thought you were going to use it to get the bugs.
Why do you keep saying the bugs?
What's that game called?
I don't know.
Helldivers 2.
Oh, I was going to, but then I got Balatro instead.
I don't even know how to check.
You go to your PlayStation app, and then it'll say your name at the top and your trophy level and all that. Oh yeah, in my it was 111. I needed to tweet that out. Click on your star level.
I got 2,583 points.
Oh yeah, because they expire.
Oh well, that's stupid.
So yeah, you got screwed.
Well,
but you can redeem them up until November next year. So there's that. Alex Garland has been
get Squirrel with a gun for 2,500.
Just trade it in for $10 in PlayStation credits. That's the only
I think
thing
I
I've
did
ever
do
done.
this.
Okay, good.
I've got enough for two $5.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still now Doom's only $60.
That's true.
It's like a last gen game. Alex Garland is going to direct an Elden Ring movie, and I think it was who was it in our Discord? It was Derek. It was Derek, I think. Do we care about an Elden Ring movie? Do we care about the story? I'm like, no, it's one of the best games ever. The lore and the story, it was kind of cool, but like,
that does not need
that shouldn't have a movie. Like,
yeah,
speaking of video game movies, Roman Reigns and Jason Momoa have been rumored to be in talks to be in the live-action Street Fighter movie. I heard somebody say that they're looking at Roman to play a Koopa.
T-Hawk?
Oh. That was racist. Had you heard that, or were you just guessing?
I was just throwing somebody out there that made
He's not 7 feet tall.
I guess Akuma.
I could see him like the facial shape and stuff.
What was it that John Cena did when all of a sudden he started wrestling like Jet Li? Like he started doing like the like in.
Oh my god!
What was that from? What movie was he in?
Is that why he did it? Because of some stupid
I think
movie
so.
he was in?
That was when he like grew his hair out, kind of.
Yeah, and he's like, whoa. That's right.
I was picturing Roman.
Well, you got to think. What I was just thinking though is when he does his Superman punch, that's kind of what Akuma looks like when he does the air fireball.
That's true.
So maybe he will be. This was so cool. I saw this today on VGC, so I had to put it in here. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. So Expedition 33 has sold 3.3 million copies after it has been on sale for 33 days. 3 is like, that's my number that like, there's so many things you can do with it. That I was like, it just looked like when Larry David finds out that Vivica A. Fox had cancer and he's like, oh. Hellblade 2 is officially coming to PS5 this summer. No date yet, but it is getting a PS5 Pro patch. So that's another first-party Xbox game that's going to be best on PlayStation.
Are you going to get that so you can hold forward the whole game?
If that's all I got to do to get the play. Oh, by the way, that cookie clicker game.
I saw that.
It's
I'm
not
like, oh,
My
God.
Name is Mayo.
Oh, it's not?
No, it is like you click it thousands of times, but also you have to like manage a stock market and like it's not just click. It's not just a cookie clicker. Like I saw people talking about the trophy and stuff. They're like, dude, this is not like My Name is Mayo.
Really?
If you look at the trophies, you'll be like, oh, weird. I did not think a cookie clicker could be this complicated.
A cookie clicker.
That was a lot of alliteration there. A cookie clicker could be this complicated. You were going to sing Avril Lavigne, weren't you?
No, I was just trying to think of another C word.
Okay. Virtua Fighter 5 Revo is coming to PS5, Xbox, and Switch 2. No release date yet. Obviously, we already knew it's coming to PC. Sean had another game get delayed. Sean, in our fantasy draft, Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra delayed to 2026. PS Plus Essentials games were announced for June, and we finally have a good month. NBA 2K25. Sean, do you remember Alone in the Dark?
No.
Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. I always want to call it Cyberpunk. But this is the game that was kind of like Jet Set Radio without being Jet Set Radio. And Destiny 2, The Final Shape, which I'm pretty sure is the best expansion ever for Destiny. Also in PlayStation Plus Extra, now you get Destiny 2 is in there or something, so I don't know. Switch Online got some updates as well. Killer Instinct Gold is now available on the N64. Game Boy got 4 new games. Kirby Star Stacker, Gradius, Interstellar... Gradius or Gradius?
I think I say Gradius.
I think I say Gradius, but I don't know why, because nothing about the way it's spelled says A.
Yeah, but A consonant followed by vowel would make the A long.
It would?
Yeah. Like grade, Grade. You don't say grad.
No kidding, but it's because it's an E that follows the
But it
consonant.
didn't have to be an E. It could be anything. Grading.
Grad
Grading
is gonna be grade you or grade you.
No, but the A is long.
What's the U?
What's the matter you?
I'm just making up words.
I'm not saying it's Gradius. I'm just saying it's Gradius, not Gradius.
Survival Kids and Sword of Hope. Kirby Star Stacker. I feel like
I don't know what that is.
it's some kind of Kirby puzzle Tetris-ish. That's a hard word to say. It's not a word also. Kind of game, but I don't know.
Did you ever play Blueprints? That's one I need to check out.
No, but that is one that I do want to check out.
I don't know anything about it, but it seems complicated and frustrating.
I'm so pissed off that I can't remember what I was going to. It was going to be something good too. I'll think of it when I go back and watch this, and I'm doing the timestamps. I'm going to be like, son of a bitch. That's what it was. I'll comment down below. Sean, that is it for episode 134 of the Two Player Co-op podcast. Thank Thank y'all so much for being here. I think we'll be back next week, maybe with some predictions about the good old Summer Game Fest. But until that time, Sean, go ahead and check us out.
Thank you for playing.